Hi everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel. My name is Kat Davald, and today we are going to be talking about, is technology making adoption reunion easier? So before I get started with that, let me give you my intro. My name is Kat Davald. I'm a 47-year-old birth mom who is in reunion with her 31-year-old daughter, and we've been in reunion for 3.5 years now. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was, is adoption reunion made easier by today's technology? And definitely you can say yes. I mean, right off the bat, you can just say yes, because technology always makes everything easier. Developing technology has created so many conveniences today. So of course, it's going to also affect adoption reunion. So let's take a look at how it's actually affected adoption reunion. So when my daughter was born in 1990, we had dial-up internet. Windows 3.0 was out. Okay, Windows 3.0 came out on May 22nd. 1990. My daughter was born on May 7th, 1990. So my daughter is 15 days older than Windows 3.0. Look at how much farther we've come compared to Windows 3.0. The internet wasn't really available in a lot of households. People were just catching on. It was dial up and it took forever and you had that crazy noise to go along with it. Wi-Fi wasn't even a thing. That was hotspots and everything. Oh God, you couldn't, do what you did now. Pagers weren't even a thing. Because I remember I was 15 when I gave birth to my daughter, and I had a pager when I was like 17, 18. So they weren't even like a big hot thing yet. When I left the hospital without her, I thought to myself, well, how am I going to find her? The only thing that there was available was hire someone and follow a paper trail and do some super sleuthing. That was your really only option back before the internet and technology made everything so much more available. Today, you have cell phones to call and text and send pictures and videos. You have email, and you can look up pictures online. You have videos. You have FaceTiming. You have all the social media accounts where you can go to look for an adoptee, or try to search for them, and vice versa, they search for you. The world is so different from 32 years ago. So let's take a look at some of those changes. AOL. Do you remember AOL?
You've got mail.
That wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing when my daughter was born 31 years ago. I didn't have internet. It was not something that was normal. Now, emailing is normal, and that's even kind of archaic, actually. Snail mail, putting a letter in the post, who does that? I still do. I have a couple friends who, you like to get a letter every once in a while, or a card or something like that. It's nice, and they have expressed that, so I continue to do that. But as a general form of conversation, we'll sit there and text, or, FaceTime or something. Like, I want to see people. So, sending long letters and photos and stuff like that through regular mail is not easy. It was not easy to do. Now you can do that all with email, and you can just attach all those photos to it. It's so much easier. My daughter and I did that for the first 6 months of our reunion, and that's how we really got to know each other and get a feel for each other. I think more so her than me, but we were really able to get to know each other and exchange some pictures that way before we actually ended up meeting. So moving on from there, There was also the largest registry for adoption reunion, and that was all paper-based until 2003. Okay, that registry is the International Soundex Reunion Registry. Okay, I actually put myself out there very early on, before my daughter was even of age to be able to come and find me. I put myself on there because that was the largest registry available. And it's the oldest too. It's still the largest and it's still the oldest, but it was all paper based until 2003. Now I believe you can email them information or possibly do it online, but I know that you can definitely email them, and they are no longer paper based. I mean, 2003, still, that's a little, they're waiting a little bit there. Well, that's 20 years ago, so I don't know. Anyways, moving on. The ISRR, as it's abbreviated, was founded in 1975. It's now one of several registries. However, all those other registries are all online. And the states have registries now as well for reunion. So you don't need to go through the mail. And it's so much more convenient to go and look and just be like, okay, let me put my name on, all these registries, and you can take a half a day and do that and put yourself out there. So it's a lot more convenient than it was back in 1990 or even prior to that as well. The other thing that has changed a lot was DNA wasn't a thing. DNA is how me and my daughter found each other. In the late 90s, early 2000s, DNA paternity tests were on talk shows, and that was a huge thing. You remember Ricky Lake and Jenny Jones, and they would have the talk shows and, paternity tests, and you are not the father. Well, that was Maury, and he still does that. He made his name on paternity tests, but it was also expensive. And I remember that people would go on the shows just to get paternity tests for child support issues and stuff. Like they would do the whole show so that they can get a free paternity test so that they can utilize that or get out of child support or whatever. Now, you can go to Walmart and buy a paternity test for $9. I think they were like $500 back, when the talk shows were doing them, which is expensive, especially if you go back in time to, 2000. $500 was a lot more than $500 is today, unfortunately. But yeah, you can go $9 at Walmart. I looked it up. It's crazy. And then Ancestry DNA started in 2012. They are the largest DNA database available. They have more people on their database than any other registry. And like I said, that's how me and my daughter found each other. They have upwards of 20 million people in their database. 23andMe is another one. They have 12 million. And then MyHeritage has about 5 million, and Family Tree and GEDmatch have about 2 million each. And there are a few others which have some in them as well. But you can actually take your ancestry data and upload it to MyHeritage and My Family Tree and all those, and get yourself included in there. You can also take your 23andMe data and upload it in there as well. You cannot upload Ancestry to 23andMe or vice versa, but you can upload them to other places. And just as a side note, if you have a lot of foreign, if you're an adoptee or anybody, but if you have a lot of foreign people in your family and you're searching, then the best one for you to go through is MyHeritage. Now, I uploaded my ancestry DNA because I also do my family tree. So I uploaded my MyHeritage information to my ancestry information to MyHeritage, and I'm constantly getting family members who are from Europe because I'm Hungarian. The other day, I got somebody who's like a second cousin. So she's really close. Great-grandfather is also her great-grandfather. So we're like second cousins or third cousins or second cousins removed. And I haven't contacted her yet, but I'd like to. Yeah, you can do that. So moving on from that, if you are interested in getting a ancestry test, they're usually about $99, which is cheap. I mean, look at how, they used to be thousands of dollars. Now they're only $99, and a lot of times they go on sale for like $49 or $59. So technology has certainly changed how easy and how much this is available to them. A lot of people, shy away from ancestry because they don't want their, DNA out there and everything. But I hate to break it to people. The government has your information anyways. If you were born in a hospital, they have your DNA. If you were born, anywhere, if you've ever had blood drawn or anything, the government has your DNA. So doing an ancestry DNA test isn't going to substitute to anything different. Okay, so moving on from my little soapbox there. Also, you have social media. Social media wasn't a thing back then. There was no such thing as social media, but it all started with MySpace. I had a MySpace page, and actually when I was doing the research for this, I said, well, let me go and see if I still have it there. So I think they probably purged everything because it doesn't look like, I don't remember my password or anything anyways, but, I had a MySpace page and I learned some HTML and stuff. It wasn't very involved or anything, but I had one. That was my first social media. And then you had Facebook come up, and then there's groups to help with DNA on Facebook, so you can get help from people in these groups. There's two that are very helpful that I know of: DNA Detectives and Adoption Search and Reunion. Those are literally the names of the groups. But they have people who are willing to help you in there called Search Angels, and the Search Angels are free, and they will help you, figure out your DNA and how to get in touch with your birth parents. And it's generally for adoptees, because going from birth mother down to adoptee, all you need to do is basically have your DNA out there. But then, you also have Instagram, you have LinkedIn, you have, what is that, Snapchat, which I'm a little bit older, I don't use Snapchat and everything, but you have all these social media platforms. TikTok, there's so many ways to find somebody and reach out to somebody nowadays that it's just so much easier. So yes, absolutely, technology has made adoption reunion easier. And if it wasn't for technology, I probably wouldn't be in reunion with my daughter right now. All right, so that's it for today. It's a little short one, but I wanted to get that out there. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.